Hello, my Photonauts. Jose here. Welcome to the channel and to this video. Today I will be replacing the background of this photograph using Luminar Neo. Alright guys, welcome back. As I said, I will be replacing the background. I will change the background of this photograph. And I chose this one because it has, curly hair, kind of an afro that is sometimes is complicated to separate from the background. I will also bring in a different background just to change the scene. So before I start, just some insight regarding replacing backgrounds. Every time you're going to replace a background, there should be a plan. What is the purpose of replacing the background? You want just to isolate the subject, to put it in a plain white or black or solid color black background, or you want to change, the scene like the one I will do. You need to take some things into consideration. First of all, the color. The color tone, even though you can adjust that, try to choose a background that will match the color toning of the original photograph. The subject. Also, the light. If you see this photograph, the light is coming from the right side of the camera. So try to choose a background that has kind of the same type of light pattern. Try not to use things that are really odd or opposite, because otherwise you will need to manipulate this photograph and probably would not look that realistic. But I will try to do my best in this case to explain to you guys how I do it using only Luminar Neo. So the first thing I will do is just with one click separate the background. So Luminar Neo has this option here. When you open the photograph, you go to Layer Properties. And under Layer Properties, you want to go to Masking. You click on Masking, and then it will show the options over there. We have two different options. We have Mask AI and Portrait Background. I want to use Portrait Background, so I just click on that one and let the artificial intelligence work. Now, when it's done, you only have to click on this button that says remove. So I would click on remove, and the AI will start scanning and working and trying to remove the background from this photograph. So let's see what happens. Okay, so the background removal is done. I know for sure that I will need to kind of fine tune this, because even though it's not that bad, still is showing some of the color of the previous background. And there's a way to actually to fine tune this. And what I will do is I will go to this section that says Refinement Brush. And then in this case, I will start with the transition. We have three different options in here: transition, object, and background. So when you work in transition, you're working on this portion of this white or this empty kind of area. If you're working on the object, you're working on this part that is kind of an orangey yellow color, and if you're working on the background, it is in this light blue area. So I will try to show you guys three different ways, but I think the first one I will use in this one is just to fine-tune the transition. So I will click on transition. I will reduce the size of the brush. I will start applying the effect, the brush, over this area to see what happens. Okay, it's much better. So I will do the same around this area here. I'll do it, in parts, not at one shot, because I think that way I will let the artificial intelligence work a little bit smarter, because the small portions I think will work better. I think it's doing a good job so far. Let me fine tune this part. Okay, I think it's okay. Let me see. Now the next thing I will do is I will bring in a background, and then from there start fine tuning this a little bit more. So I will click on properties. The background is out, right? Now I need to bring another background. If you have a background already in your computer, the way to add it is just to go to this layers section and click on the plus sign. And then if you don't have your background here, you need to import it into the catalog. So you will click on this plus sign and look for your background, and then put it in here. And then when you have it, you only have to choose it. So in this case, I already have the background here. Is this one here? So I will only have to click on it, and then it will bring the background into the picture. So it's this layer over here that you see on the left. So I will just increase the opacity and then change the order, put the subject on top and the background at the bottom layer. So the first thing, once I have the background in, I will just scale this a little bit. So I want the subject to be smaller, actually to look more realistic. I will put it in here, about there, because I'm just looking at the perspective here. If I draw two lines in here, probably this is the horizon point from the point of view of the camera. So like there. I think I like it. Let me see how the background is still showing some of that greenish color. So the way I will try to fix this is I will go back to masking, click on portrait background, remove again, and then go to the refinement brushes, and then click on transition and a little bit smaller, and start working again on those transitions. Let me see what happened in here. What happens in here? Let me see. Okay, this part here, I think needs a little bit of more refinement. Okay. What about here? Okay, it opened a hole in here, so I will change to object and repaint this area here. And then go back to properties and see what's going on. Okay, so I think it's not that bad. Do something else in the background just to match it a little bit better. So, so far I like it. So the next thing I have to do is just to kind of match these two tones. So the first thing I will do with the subject is just to go to the develop part, and then I will go to the color section, and I will desaturate. I will desaturate the photograph. The temperature also, I will put it more into the cold side, and I think it's matching so far, so good. One more thing I will do with the subject is go to this super contrast, okay, and then work on the shadows contrast. Let me, there you go. I think it's fine. Balance a little bit. I mean, there, a little bit darker would be great. And I think I'm done with the subject. So just to take care of these things over here, probably I would try to match it with the background this way. I will go, so now we'll select the background layer, and then I will go to, again, to the develop mode. Let me go to the develop mode here. Where is it? Where I have my develop mode? I lost, oh, it's in here. And then I will apply some green tint. There you go. I will cold it a little bit. And boom, I think it's okay. So now it looks different. You know, is the background is removed. I'm trying to color match the photograph with some adjustments, some quick adjustments. So from here, if you want to change using presets and some other adjustment, you will need to save this picture, right? And then reopen it again to apply some other effects. For example, if I want to apply a vignette to this one, I will save the image. I will put a name here. I will put it background removal 1. I'm saving it as a TIFF file. When it's done, I will go back to the catalog and reopen that image because there's no flatten, you cannot flatten the image here. So I will go back to catalog, and here's the photograph, and then I will select it and go to edit. And in here, for example, if I want to add a vignette, I will go here. I would not choose the subject, would just start right away applying the vignette like this. It lags a little bit, but when it's done, it will show the vignette. There you go. The amount, the size, if you want to do it this way, or actually just the feathering. Inner light will put more light into the circle, and then you have it. This is I think this is cool. If you were to apply presets, just go to the presets, and then let's say I will apply this soulful preset to change it to black and white. You just click on that, and then you have the photograph in a different style. Once you have the background removed and you change the background and you have the picture the way you want it, there you go. So that's the way to replace a background using Luminar Neo. I hope you liked the video. Please, if you like it, subscribe, hit that like button, and then if you want to purchase the program, there's an affiliate link below. If you click on that, I will get a commission for sure, but it will help me just to create more content for you guys. Thanks again, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.